Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how I have changed the track rod ends or tie rod ends, the outer tie rod ends on my BMW 530D e60. It's this shape. So the reason why I'm doing that is on the passenger side I've noticed that there's a bit of a knocking sound, get over bumps, and whenever I went in and had a look, I can see plenty of movement and play on the outer ball joint itself. Plus a little bit of wear on the inside of the tyre, a bit more than the outside. So the first thing I've done is lifted the car up, secured it on axle stands, as you can see. And I've also got a jack, a 2-ton jack holding the center point just to make sure there's plenty of places where the car's being supported. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this wheel off and show you the play in the ball joint. And in order to do that, I'm going to use my trusty impact gun. So, I'll get out that now. So I've got the wheel off. In position to show you the track rod end itself. This is it. This here is pretty much done. So first thing I'm going to do is spray some. This is the outer tie rod end here, or track rod end, and up end it through the ball joint there. So I'm going to spray some penetrative oil here and around here so I can back off this nut that goes up tight against the end of the track rod end. So I'll do that now. So I want to give you an update on how I managed to get this off. Lots of penetrative oil sprayed on that. Let it soak for a while. It was quite hard. I needed a 24mm spanner on this and a 24 on this to hold this outer track rod end from spinning on the ball joint. And I actually turned that clockwise, which drives it in and backs it off the track rod end. And then that's it cracked loose. So the next thing I'm doing now is the ball joint. As you can see, I have a 22mm spanner. It's one of the circular ones on that, and a 6mm Allen key. I actually thought it was Torx, but it turned out it was Allen key. And basically what I'm doing is I'm holding the Allen key still while I spin the spanner, which means it allows that nut to back off without actually spinning this ball joint. If you don't hold it with the Allen key, it'll just keep spinning forever and it'll never come loose. So that's what I'm doing now. Okay, as I said, I'm no mechanic, so things go wrong sometimes when I'm doing this stuff. Basically, when I was trying to undo this nut here, the Allen key, and even though it was the right size, I think it was due to the dirt, I maybe hadn't cleaned it properly, I ended up stripping out a bit. And every time I turned this nut, that turned. So I had to break out the rotary tool, and it was just sitting up there, threw that enough. And there's a bit of a space here, and I just cut it off. So this is obviously not the best way to do it, but I got it off. So now, as you can see, this is done completely. Move it with my thumb, no effort. So what I'm going to do now is hold the inner tie rod with a spanner and turn this to loosen it, and count how many turns it is until it comes off, and then put the new one on the same amount of turns before putting it on. That will not guarantee alignment at all. I still need to get my wheels aligned, but it will get it close enough that I can maybe get away with driving to the car centre to get them aligned. So basically I will unscrew this anti-clockwise that way while holding that inner tie rod with a spanner and count how many. First of all, I had to cut off that nut to get it off. Then my next problem was the track rod end was on here that long, it wouldn't freely spin off, even though that had been backed off and the collar was free. So I held, there's a wee square flat part on that, on the inner track rod end. I held that with a spanner and lots of penetrative grease and a hell of a lot of force, and eventually got that loose. And if I unscrewed it, and the track rod end, there it is, there's the wee collar to the right and the nut that I cut off. The track rod end spun counterclockwise 20 times exactly and then came off. So what I'm going to do is look at the new one, make sure it's the same size, and if it is the same size, I'm going to put it on 20 times, 20 spins, before I put the collar back down on top of it and put it in there and put the nut back on. If it's not, I'll do a bit of measuring and try and get it as close as I possibly can. As I was saying, I'm going to get the wheels aligned anyway. So that's so far what has happened. As you can see, there's a bit of a mess here. I've used an awful lot of penetrative oil. I assume this track rod end has been on the car for 10 years or more. So, but so far so good. So I put the new track rod end over the inner track rod end in there, starting facing up, spun 20 times, and that actually more or less just lined up with where that nut and collar were sitting. Then I've just put in the new track rod end into the wheel assembly there, and as you see, I'm using the 6mm Allen to hold the ball joint to stop it spinning when I'm tightening it. Although I did notice I just left it lying like that and tightened it with this, didn't touch that, and it never spun at all. So putting it on, didn't have to actually mess with two different things, it just went on, no problem. I don't have a torque wrench, so I just put it on nice and tight. So that's how I'm doing it anyway. There's a big spanner, so I've got a fair bit of leverage, but I didn't put it on too tight, but tight enough anyway. So next thing I'm going to do now is hold the track rod end and turn this nut here anti-clockwise so it pushes the collar down over that. I can't actually push it on myself because it's tight fit, but that will. And once I tighten that down, that's us good to go to get a wheel aligned. Just to show you it finished up. So as I say, put that on to the arm, spun it 20 times, same amount of times as it took to come off. Bolted it back down on the wheel assembly, pull the collar down tight and turn that nut there that you can see anti-clockwise so it comes out and pushes the collar on over the track rod end. So that's it. Hopefully that will eliminate my knocking noise, and now time to go get my wheels aligned. Thanks for watching.